It really worked.
It did.
Kei ngā kōrero o te ipurangi citizens of the internet, nau mai ki On The Rag. Welcome to On The Rag. I'm Leonie Hayden.
I'm Michéle.
And I'm Alex Casey.
This month we're going to talk about body hair.
Hey! The things you do for your craft.
Look at you with your gorgeousness.
This is sort of like an experiment for the episode.
Yeah.
And how long's that?
That is 6 weeks, eight weeks.
You're good.
Yeah, there's a lot. But I genuinely thought, I mean, I've had many periods where I just let myself go, but I've never sort of gone, I'm going to grow it out. Exactly. But probably not 2 or 3 months or whatever, so it's just like, that's the full noise. Yeah. How old were you guys when you realised that there was hair that was bad?
A boy, when I was probably about 10, pointing at my arms and saying, "You have hairy arms for a girl." And then I stole my dad's razor and I massacred my arms trying to get rid of the hair. Oh. So that was pretty young.
Yeah.
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 Poor baby Alex.
Body hair was aspirational for me because I was very late to reach puberty.
Right.
And so everybody I knew had hairy armpits and pubic hair and needed to shave their legs way before I did. And I was quite envious.
Yeah.
So I can remember soaping up my legs and using my toothbrush handle to pretend to shave my legs so that I could be like the other girls. But I didn't have any hair.
But
Yeah, really, just like that.
I didn't care about any kind of body hair because I had a little moustache. Like, I was one of those little brown kids with a little moustache, and I was obsessed with it, like what it meant about me, what it said about me. I wasn't like a proper girl. I didn't care about like shaving my legs or even really when my armpit hair came in. I was just like, I've got a moustache, I'm a freak, I've got a moustache.
Wow.
But because I was told that getting rid of hair comes back with 1,000 friends, 4 times thicker or whatever, I didn't do anything about it because I was just like, if I get rid of it, I'm going to end up with like a Magnum PI moustache. So I just felt bad about it until I was like 28.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
I just waxed it off and it was fine. But also, what was the big deal about it in the first place?
Exactly.
Like, I look at the photos of myself when I was little.
Yes.
And I think it looks really cute.
For me, growing up in the 70s and 80s, the feminist thing was to grow armpit hair and leg hair. That was a protest against the way women were supposed to present themselves in the world. And I still feel like that. I still feel like hairy armpits and legs is a fuck you to the patriarchy.
Yeah. And then I guess being like the generation after you, that was always presented as sort of like, that's what extremist feminist,
hairy-legged
radical lesbian feminists do. Like a regular woman wouldn't do that, you know? And it's like, I don't know if it's necessarily changed, but I kind of feel like everything's on the table now.
So obviously this is really intense and intensely intimate and personal for everybody, really, you know, where the hair grows and where they want it to be and where they don't want it to be. So obviously I went out into the street and talked to some complete strangers about it. I wondered if I could ask you where you like to have hair on your body.
Where I like to have hair on my body.
On your head?
Eyelashes.
My eyebrows.
Head.
Yeah,
Definitely head.
Arm hair. Eyebrows.
It changes, actually. At the moment, I've got it on my underarms and on my legs, and I'm really regretting having laser, because I had laser about a year ago on my lady garden.
Yeah.
And I'm gutted. I wish I hadn't, because then I could have gone full bush.
Do you do some hair removal? Do you shave or wax?
Yeah. Shave and wax.
I used to epilate, but now that takes a long time, so waxing or shaving. Yeah.
Do you go for just a trim or are you total deforestation?
Trim.
Just trimming the edges. Too old for deforestation these days.
Trim the edges? Yeah.
Do you think women are under pressure to do that, or is that something...
I don't feel under pressure, but I guess some women may. Yeah, but personally, no.
I think we've been under pressure since we've been teenagers.
Oh, there you go. See, I don't feel that pressure, but I do it because
it's expected.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's the way that our society has shaped us.
But probably it depends on the culture where you came from. We are both came from Russia, and in Russia, people do not think it's a pressure. They think that it's a beauty. That's why I think that it's quite cultural.
I guess growing up it was like a lot of pressure to be quite feminine in the way like you have your hair and what you wear and things like that, and not having hairy legs and armpits is probably viewed as not being as feminine when I was little.
I guess a lot of girls probably do it to fit in.
Tell me why you've changed your mind about body hair.
I just was like, it seems so bizarre, really. It's like, why are we getting rid of something that's naturally growing? It seems really counterintuitive. And I suppose I was like, oh, why did I really do that? Was it so that like my partners I was having would find it more pleasant? And I was like, no, that's not cool. I can have my lady garden how I want to have my lady garden. And I wish I had my full 70s going on.
Proper minge.
Yeah, that's the one. Proper
minge. Embrace the hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go home and grow my armpit hair. So
nice.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Awesome.
They all were. I thought it was so great that all those people were prepared to talk about where they, show me on the dolly where you grow your hair. And they did. It was great.
Was that the first time you've just confronted strangers and asked them about their pubes, etc.?
Yeah. Well,
I don't believe that for a second.
It's interesting. So she has regrets, she says, about
removing it permanently from some places. Not having that choice anymore about whether you want to, now I'd like to have a lot of hair. But then there are all the myths, like if you shave, will it come back heavier?
Yeah.
And if you pluck, will it never grow back again? So I went to talk to Rory and Carla, who I thought were trick cyclists, but it turns out it's pronounced trichologists. Why does hair grow where it grows? Like our heads, our eyebrows, armpits. What's it for?
So eyebrows essentially are there to protect sweat getting into our eyes. Basically all hair on the body is there for a purpose. It's not there for cosmetics, it's not there to look pretty. So your hair would be to protect the brain and, essentially getting burnt from the sun. Eyebrows for the sweat, under the arms. I think Rory knows more about those.
Mainly just for movement. So as the skin moves over there, it's not abrading itself too much. The hair is acting as a shield or a cushion.
So if we're shaving our armpits, that's not a good idea, is it?
But you're keeping the area fairly clean and you're not doing a lot of marching through paddocks and things like that, like your grandparents were.
True, this is a good point. I do very little marching through paddocks. Is it true, or is it a myth, that if you pluck your hair, it won't grow back?
That is true. Well, it may not. Not always, but if you damage that follicle by over-plucking, there is a chance once that follicle has been destroyed enough that it will not grow new hair.
Here's the thing I've always wanted to know. So I have two hairs on my face, one there and one there, that are big, thick hairs that live all by themselves. And I check for them every day and they're not there and they're not there and they're not there. And then suddenly one day I'll look in the mirror and it's like, 3 feet long. Am I imagining that?
No, I've often wondered that myself because I have one of those as well. They're like magic hairs.
Yeah. Trichologist?
It could only do that if it was coiled up inside the follicle and it couldn't get out, and all of a sudden it bursts open, and it shoots out, and you might have a hair which is an inch long or something like that.
That is amazing. Little coiled hairs in your face waiting to burst forth. At menopause, a woman might start losing hair on her head, but also at menopause, you start producing more hair on your face. That seems cruel.
Testosterone is doing it.
So, wait a minute. So testosterone can make me lose hair on my head, top of my head, but gain hair on my chin and lip. What a bastard.
It's very cruel.
Science.
Yeah, science is great, eh?
Hormones. It's just trying to...
And testosterone is my least favourite of the rones.
Right.
What's your top? Toblerone?
Progesterone, yes. That is it.
All day.
Yeah. We do think of smooth as clean and young.
Yeah,
don't we?
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I think so.
Because when I try and grow out my brows, I don't have like a cool, strong brow. I just have this sort of wash of hair that starts somewhere down here and ends somewhere up here, and it looks dirty. And I just wonder if, like, you know, like men folk look in the mirror and think the same thing. Like, is all this hair, why do they just think that looks fine? And we go, ooh, dirty.
I think they can't see it. I think it's the same way they can't see that the bin's full. It's a special blindness. I'm a trimmer now. I've never done the full deforestation.
What do you use? Is that,
I use secateurs.
Small lawnmower.
A scythe. I just get a guy to come in with a scythe.
I've definitely, it's from pubes. Pubes probably flying around right now. I have taken to there with a razor.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm like, bonus labiaplasty. Love it.
Yeah. No. You've got to
Like,
be
it seems
careful.
dangerous. It feels like that sort of thing should be regulated by the government.
Oh, God.
Because I'm basically doing surgery on myself.
Which is why sometimes you got to get the professionals involved, right?
Exactly. Which is something that I was too scared to do until this episode, where I got a Brazilian on camera, because this is Jackass. Hi, everyone. I'm here today to do something truly terrifying. I have never waxed any part of my body. But today, we're doing pubes. Hello, I'm Alex. I'm here to have my vagina waxed. I'm terrified. Why do you look so happy?
Oh, you'll be absolutely fine.
I don't
Come on
trust
through.
you.
Let's have a little look, see what we
she's
got.
having a look.
So, yeah, there's a towel here. You've got your underwear on, so honestly, just you relax as well.
I feel so vulnerable.
Perfect, and just relax that leg as much as you can.
I can't. This is fine. People do this all the time, right? Like, this is part of a lot of people's normal routine.
Yeah, it's maintenance. It's mainstream now. Everybody waxes it.
It's mainstream now. Everybody waxes. Oh, you're just doing it.
Yeah. So this is a little bit of pre-cleanser.
How long have you been waxing genitals for?
19 years. Wow. So a very, very long time.
And what's your client breakdown between men and women?
We still predominantly see females. Sorry, I'm going to put the wax on.
Does that mean the wax is going to be coming off soon?
It does.
Oh, okay.
So this is a hot wax, so it is going to be hot, but it shouldn't be like ouch. Okay. But it will feel hot. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on.
Yep.
You feel that? And the more that
it's like a lovely hot water bottle.
Yeah.
On my vagina.
The closer we get in, it is going to start to feel warmer, and the more your body warms up, it will feel warmer. But just
okay. What, do we do a countdown, or are you just going to do it?
We can totally do a countdown.
I think you should do a countdown. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, did you do it?
Yeah, it's not that bad, is it?
Oh, it's okay. And have you seen, in your 19 years, different pube trends?
Oh, there's definitely been a few trends. Vajazzling, anal bleaching, vagina facials are probably among a few. But really, the main trend is just the classic Brazilian. It all goes back to...
And that's everything...
That's all off.
Coming off.
Some people choose to leave a little strip, and it includes the back as well. The majority of people have everything off, including the back, through the bum cheeks. Oh. Yeah.
Is that what I'm getting?
Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Ow! Oh, God. Goodbye, sweet pubes. Do you know what? Ow!
Sorry, I didn't warn you then, did I?
This is the worst interview ever. You all right? Yeah, it's fine. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, you're not at the worst bit yet.
Great. So where because I know that there's influence of pornography and things on having no hair. Do you think that has had an impact on mainstream culture? Why do we suddenly want no hair on our privates?
So last year, we actually did a survey where we asked 500 New Zealanders about their hairy habits. And what came back from that was that 92% of people actually have a wax because it makes them feel good. So people are having waxing and hair removal for themselves. It's not for any other reason. So you're going to feel better after this.
I hope so. I don't feel great right now.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh no, that was a bad one. Is my entire vagina attached to that piece of wax?
Yes, kind of.
That's what it feels like. Look, I'm a journalist that will go the extra mile. I'll put my body on the line for a story. It's quite vulnerable sitting on a table like Donald Duck with a t-shirt and no pants on. But in a way, I feel sort of free. You're going to rip that off soon, aren't you?
Yeah. These are the ouchy bits.
Oh, no, these are the ouchy bits.
Right, ready?
Yeah.
Well done.
But it was about this point that I was regretting all the life choices that led me here.
Right, ready? And again. You're nearly there. We're doing the back?
I guess so.
Yeah,
How does that
should.
work? And then she turned me over to do my butt.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, honestly.
I've been instructed to relax, because if I don't relax, my bum cheeks will stick together. Oh, just a normal day at work. Then finally, it was over.
You're done. First
I can't
Brazilian
believe
done.
I'm done.
Well done.
I feel like I've conquered a mountain.
Tips for maintaining your lady garden. All the do's and don'ts around what you shouldn't be doing after you wax.
It's not really a lady garden now, is it? It's just like a paved courtyard. I'm scared to look at it. There really is nothing there.
No, it's gone. There's no hair.
You've done a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
I don't know how I feel about it. Wow. My journey. I'm right back there. I'm going through all the feelings. I'm very hot.
You were so brave. You were so cool under pressure.
I'm surprised. I thought I was going to have a full 40-year-old virgin moment.
Yeah.
And then she did it. And
Girly Clarkson.
to her credit, to her credit, there was none of that. It was like the pain was manageable.
Yeah.
It was the being naked from the waist down, splayed.
How do you feel about your paved courtyard now?
Yeah. But I looked at it for ages. I kept looking at it. Like, I didn't know in that moment immediately after. I was like, I don't know what that is. I haven't seen that for a long time. It's been 84 years. And then I looked and I was trying to find the language for it because I was like, I wanted to show people, but obviously you can't just send pictures of your vagina on the internet.
Well, I think you can.
Because things
We've
happen.
got the technology.
I don't know, I don't trust Zuckerberg. So I found a picture of a pink Amazon river dolphin.
Yes.
And that's exactly what it looked like.
Right.
A slick, hairless, bright pink. Just sort of... Oh my God. Instantly I was like, it feels smooth, it feels silky, I feel cleaner. But I don't know if that's actually true or if that's just what, I've been taught to believe after getting this thing done.
Also, is that actually what we want from our vagina and vulva, to be pink and smooth?
Because I really struggle with the idea that, like, sexual partners might prefer that because I'm like, but it looks like a prepubescent child, and so you must be... You know, and it's like, well, no, that's not actually a fair thing to assume about someone who wants it done or wants their partner to have it done. But I struggle with it.
Yeah, I struggle with it. And also, I never really care. Maybe I'm being unrealistic, but I never really care what a partner would like my vulva and vagina to look like, because they're so fucking lucky to be having a look at it that should be enough.
I suppose it's worth pointing out that these are sort of like Western and European fashions, whereas I would say most Indigenous cultures, including Māori and Pacific cultures, have always been fine with big hips, lots of hair, like those are signs of virility. Like virility is more important than like holiness or purity or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so it's sort of interesting looking at those contrasts as well. I mean, the other thing about sort of having hair taken off and having hair put on is that it contributes to how you feel when you're not a cis man or a cis woman, and that, like, those sort of societal norms actually help people conform to their true identity. And I mean, it's not as simple as this is just something that women do and now more men are starting to do it. Actually, it's like an identifier.
Yes.
So our next guest is actually a boy. Nikolai Talamahina, aka Brown Boy Magik, amazing musician, DJ. You might have danced to one of his sets at Auckland Club Night, Fully Explicit, or when he opened for Venus X. Kia ora hoa, welcome to the On the Rag Kitchen. It's lovely to have you here. Our feminism isn't just about women, it's actually about all genders and all identities and interrogating how we can raise everyone up to create equality for everyone. So how did facial hair and growing facial hair help inform your identity when you started transitioning?
Okay, first of all, I love my facial hair so much. It's crazy. I'm so happy. It's a bit stressful right now because I'm going through a weird phase. You could probably zoom up on my hairs over here.
It's a hearty beard, my friend.
Yeah. I just shaved it because before you actually told me about coming on, I actually shaved it and I was really pissed off. So it's not at its full potential.
Yeah.
No, I'm really happy to start realising and recognising myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And being someone that I want to see. It definitely formed a lot of cool social stuff, like transitioning people I was more passable, I wouldn't get mispronounced, I would go to the shop and someone would be like, hey man, and that kind of stuff is just little things that reassure your existence.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool when you're like, oh my God, I'm a man. Yeah. You know, so it's kind of, the hair for me was another like extra layer after my voice to be like, yeah, I'm a man.
So I follow you on social media, and I remember when your beard sort of started going through, you were like photos of like, check out my beard, yo, and it was like this cute little teenage bum fluff.
Honestly, I felt so scucks when I did that. Yeah. I was being so extra. I was just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, it's mean.
So you're never going to wake up in the morning and go, fuck, I've got to shave today.
Yeah. I mean, eventually.
I got to shave.
Yeah, no, I'm so extra. I have like one of those like cutthroat blades that I shave my face with.
Serious?
Yeah, I was like, you got to do it right, you know? So I put the little brush on and it's so extra, I swear.
So cool.
It's so expensive as well. I was just like, $30 for this and another $30 for that. And I was like, you know what? I'm here now and I'm so happy for that. So might as well just ball out.
So when you were a kid, we were talking earlier about sort of like hitting puberty and just being like, oh my God, there's hair everywhere. Like, were you like, amazing, I'm growing hair and then, oh shit, now society's telling me I have to get rid of it?
Yeah, totally. I definitely like had that in my family. A lot of women in my family were like, you know, women aren't supposed to have hair. You should get rid of it or, you know, stuff like that. And I'd be like, but it's so nice and comforting. I don't know why I like it on my face. But yeah, definitely. I definitely had a lot of, even before transitioning, having facial hair before I transitioned and people being like, you should shave that off. And I'm like, I'm good, actually. So yeah, definitely. I definitely think that a lot of people don't really like women with hair or seeing that, you know? And it's kind of weird if you transition as well and you're seeing yourself with hair, people are like, oh, that's a dude, he's got hair, that's so mean. But like, if it was the other way around, it's like, you should shave that off.
Yeah. And then conversely, a lot of trans women have to spend a lot of time getting laser and that sort of thing. But it's interesting because it really does go to show that it's not super straightforward about whether making women remove their hair is bad or hairy men are more masculine because we're all out here just sort of trying to do what makes us feel most like ourselves, right?
Totally. I love hair. I don't know why people hate hair. It's just so weird. It's just, I don't know.
So now is the part of the episode where we nominate our Kia ora Queenie, which is someone who we think is an amazing role model, someone to be held up, to be admired. And she is a friend of yours. Episode 2, our Kia ora Queenie is Shakiwasa Sala, a.k.a. Half Queen. She's an amazing artist and DJ, and she is also a super body positive and hair positive influencer on Instagram. So go and find her, half.queen. Be inspired every day by what she has to say about being a woman, being part of the LGBT community, about having hair and being proud of that, and also about being just expressing who you are in any way that you want to. So, kia ora Queenie.
Kia ora Queenie.
Thanks for dropping in and chatting with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome to come back with a full beard.
Yeah, I will. I actually will.
Come back in a couple months.
I'm like, maybe in a couple years.
It's a pretty prickly subject, body hair. Oh, I wrote that earlier. We've come to the end. I hope you learned something.
Probably not.
Probably not, but at least you might have had a good time. Thank you very much. If you want to listen to our podcast, you can find us on the spin-off, on the rag, and watch episode 1 about periods as well if you want to catch up on the web series. Otherwise, we'll see you next month. Hei tērā marama.
Hei tērā marama.
Ka kite. Nikolai, you can... To this for our guests.
Oh my God,
This is very lovely. I will just take this kind gift you've left me.
Oh,